Hey everybody, welcome to the webinar. We are Proper Healthcare. In the next 30 minutes, you're going to learn my exact strategy on how to protect your health and wealth without using a traditional health insurance policy. My goal is to replace what's not working. It's no secret that health insurance is broken. We all deserve a better solution, and I'm going to show and hopefully prove to you that there are better solutions out there. My name is Charles Falgout. I am the founder of Proper here in San Antonio. I have a degree in finance, but more importantly, I have 30 years of concentrated study of the medical insurance field. Now, I've listed my license number here so you can verify yourself. Over 30 years of serving the public, I have had zero complaints. I also record these webinars for your protection and mine. I've got $1 million policy to ensure that what I'm saying is truthful. I dropped traditional health insurance back in 2016. It was one of the smartest moves that I have made. I hope this strategy works for you. And if not, I pray that you find the right strategy because healthcare is going to explode in cost here in the next couple of years. So with that said, the areas that I'm going to discuss are the proper values, our cause, how and why we got started, why the traditional market has failed us, and the 3 little known insurance strategies that the industry does not want you to know. Now, health insurance is not sexy. I know that. I'll do my best to be entertaining, but please, if you bear with me, I think this is going to be a game changer. At least it was for my family. So Proper, we help the individuals, we help companies. If you have health insurance, great. If you don't, it doesn't matter. You're going to find value in the proper approach to healthcare. Okay, now this webinar is more geared on the individual side. For you businesses, I do have live webinars. I usually conduct them on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So if you want to attend that, I would love for you to attend. Now, our values are a little different. We believe in aging better. We believe that people who live healthy should be rewarded. You know, the old traditional model has failed to recognize our movement, a movement towards a more empowering healthcare approach. My cause is simple, but it's controversial. And here it is. The only way you're going to protect your health and wealth is by walking away from traditional health insurance. But the only way to walk away from traditional health insurance safely is through this approach, through the proper healthcare approach. Now, Proper, we cover both traditional and non-traditional care. You see, I believe in playing offense. I want access to great health and not just defense and fixing poor health. And if you're out there and you're working on your fitness goals, you know, look, maybe you need bariatric surgery, maybe you need plastic surgery or cosmetic dentistry. We're all different. We all have different needs. You know, maybe you're like me and you want just a more naturopathic or functional approach to medicine. These are care items the traditional healthcare will not cover. Proper covers both. Now, my story, it starts in 2016. I cut out the retail insurance market altogether. I am not going to buy from these high tax states. I bought directly from the wholesale market and I saved a fortune. But that was just one piece of the puzzle. In 2017, we gained access to price transparency tools. That gave us the advantage of knowledge. And as of yesterday, the court just finally put their stamp of approval that price transparency is here to stay. 2018, we implemented a banking product that was designed with insurance principles. I could promise and deliver a 100, 200, 300% matching contribution. Look, I am 100% convinced the only way you're going to protect your health and wealth is by walking away from traditional health insurance. But that walking away might come in different plans for different folks. My strategy for individuals or groups might be a little bit different. I cut my insurance costs by 2/3 And I'm going to show you my exact numbers. Now, I will tell you this, I followed my gut. I didn't let the insurance industry to control me through fear. And for that now, I am empowered with resources. I can now take a proactive role in my health and not a defensive position. I've got to tell you, Proper's bigger than me. I want people to live a stress-free life when it comes to healthcare. I want people to spend money on maintaining great health and not just feeding this sick care industry that we've all been conditioned to participate in. Now, why did the traditional markets fail us? There's a lot to this question, but I'm just going to point to one thing, the stock growth. When Obama signed the Affordable Care Act legislation, the top 4 retailers were all $20, $30, $40 per share. And if you look back at their history, they always consistently, had a very conservative growth pattern. But today, these companies are all $200 to $300 per share. These companies grew 50 to 90% year in and year out. And why is that? Because they got into bed with the government. And when with government comes strings, it came regulation costs. They expanded Medicaid. They put 20 to 30 million more people on tax subsidized Obamacare. Who do you think pays for all that? Those that have a group health plan, those that buy individually that don't qualify for a subsidy have to meet those gaps. Now look, the executives for these companies, their golden parachutes are set. They're set for life now. But the rest of us are stuck paying these bills, unfortunately, because of whatever personal gain. These traditional companies have just left many of us, they've priced us out of the market. They have failed us. Okay, look, in explaining the proper healthcare approach, I'm also going to provide 3 little known secrets. And secret number 1 is, how do you stop gambling on retail and buy wholesale only when or if needed? Now, let's define health insurance, so that way we're on the same page. When you buy a health insurance policy, this is how your money is spent. You're buying money to pay for all the little things. We call that primary care. You're buying money to pay for the big things. We call that catastrophic. You're buying their networks and you're buying their administration. Okay, but again, 70% of your money is being spent to pay for the little and big medical costs that are just going to happen. Look, our bodies break down. Accidents happen. No matter how health conscious you are, you could be the healthiest person, but go eat a bad taco and all that is sabotaged. It just happens in life. Now let's tackle the big stuff right out of the back, catastrophic care. And I'm going to go right into a cost comparison, and I'm going to be the guinea pig. So when I dropped health insurance, they wanted to charge me $1,300 per month for me, my wife, and my son. Roughly 35% of that premium goes, as the other chart showed, goes to cover catastrophic care. So I was being asked to pay $455 per month, whether I used it or not, just for catastrophic care. Well, when I looked at the wholesale market, and now with Proper you can too, I could buy a policy that pays 100% of hospital and physician charges from $50,000 to $5 million for $54 a person. Folks, this represented a 64% decrease in cost for my family. And by the way, buying from the wholesale reinsurance company, they're far larger and they're far more solvent than the retail boys ever would be. The carrier I'm dealing with is a $30 billion company. They're an A+ rated carrier. Now, look, I save $293 every month with this strategy. But here's another thing I want you to consider. I could have saved the entire $455. You see, unlike the traditional market that requires or it mandates that you buy everything, it's a package deal. With proper, everything is an option. Look, for those of you that are on a real tight budget, this might be your best solution. I have members who are getting far better use of their $54 than wasting it on a 1% chance bet. But let me be crystal clear here about this. With the traditional insurance market, Obamacare, group health, you have one time a year to buy or not to buy. It's called open enrollment, and you can buy without any pre-existing conditions at that point in time. And unless you have some special enrollment qualification, you're not able to buy a traditional policy outside of open enrollment. This ACA legislation really threw a lot of people a curveball, but you see, with proper, you can buy a catastrophic policy any first of the month without any pre-existing conditions. So proper trims your financial risk from 365 days, one time a year to enroll, which it's easy to get caught with your pants down, to 12 times per year, every 30 days. I mean, that's a 92% decrease in cost. If your agent can't do that for you, make sure you give us a call. Look, the benefits of ownership are it's lower cost, it's lower risk, so maybe you can gamble with a little more confidence, and there's no pre-existing condition. I say this risk thing for you guys that are uninsured. Please, if you're uninsured right now, keep my number handy, okay? Because things happen in life, and you're going to want to have an outlet. So look, for my family, I stopped gambling on retail traditional health insurance. I chose to buy the products outright because I was saving so much money. But look, for those of you that want to use it as an option, hey, you're going to save a fortune. If this makes sense to you, make sure you click the button below, and let's have a conversation a little later. Secret number 2. How do you save 60 to 80% off all of your healthcare costs without a traditional health insurance company? Now, again, back to this chart, how your money is spent. We're now talking about networks. And for the last 2 decades, the traditional market has told us what doctors and what hospitals we could see. It was called managed care, HMOs, PPOs. And again, going right to the cost comparison, I was paying $130 a month. And if you have it too, you're paying this too, whether you use it or not, just for access to this network. Well, again, because of price transparency, today with proper, I pay $20 a month for price transparency services. Some call it an open market healthcare system. I'm saving $110 per month. I'm letting price and value dictate where I'm going. I'm allowing the market to compete for my dollars. Let me show you how this works. So with proper, you will have direct login credentials. You'll have your own username and password. You'll be the hero for your family, because you're going to have real cost information at your fingertips. This information is gathered from government sources as well as private claim payers. And here is just one example of over 600 common procedures. This one happens to be an abdominal MRI with or without contrast within a 25-mile radius of Schertz, Texas. And here are all the medical vendors that market that service. And so you could pay $600 or $6,832 for the exact same photograph. Folks, this is how ridiculous medical pricing can be between vendors. And the sad thing is, most of us just go wherever our doctors tell us to go. Folks, trust your doctor with your life, but not with your finances. Now, the numbers in blue is what Medicare pays these vendors for this service. And so, by the way, this is our starting point when our advocates are negotiating on behalf of our members a negotiated rate for you. Now, I could talk long about this, just this one slide, but the bottom line, you're going to want this information. One little shoppable scheduled procedure can save you thousands of dollars. Now, the benefits of ownership are it's lower cost. There's no network hassle. You're free to see whoever you want. You're getting rid of all the fine print in and out of network deductible co-insurance and co-pays and things like that the insurance companies hide behind. You're getting real cost information. You're going to end surprise billing issues, which has been a big frustration for so many. And the bottom line is this is going to drive healthcare costs lower through price competition. Folks, competition works every time when tried. You know, the American Hospital Association sued the Trump administration. They do not want to give their pricing out. Look, for my family, I stopped buying these networks. I took advantage of competitive pricing, and I'm allowing the medical vendors to compete for my dollars. If this makes sense to you, make sure you click the button below and let's have a conversation. Secret 3, how do you build personal security? How do you free yourself from the rising rent of traditional health insurance? Now, again, back to this one. How is your money spent? Now, here we're talking primary care. This is the little stuff. And guys, if you're going to use anything, this is your highest probability of use. This is your doctors, your labs, your x-rays, your medicines. This is what insurance companies have been running away from by blowing up your deductible year after year after year. And again, going right to the cost comparison. I was paying $455 a month, whether I use it or not, just on this little stuff. That money was spent. And if I did get sick or I got hurt, I had to pay, in my case, it was a $7,000 deductible for me, $7,000 for my wife or son. And guys, for y'all, you know, that deductible resets every year. And so for 9 out of 10 years, I never reached my deductible. But look, at Proper, what we say is start owning your health. You know, maybe insurance alone is not the solution for all the little stuff. Employers, if you're self-insuring, you know, maybe insurance is not the solution for the little stuff. I am proud to introduce a banking product that was designed with insurance principles. Let me show you how this works. So here was my family's exact comparison between traditional health insurance and what is today Proper. So in 2016, for all the little stuff, remember, we already handled the catastrophic. Traditional insurance was demanding that I pay $455 every month. There's no flexibility there. I had to pay $5,460 in premium or I would lose it. If I did have an accident or illness, I would have to shell out $7,000 before the insurance paid. At the end of the year, I have nothing to show for my money. This is what I mean when I say you're renting. With Proper, I chose to contribute $303 per month. Now, there's complete flexibility here. You can choose to contribute more or less. I contributed a bit over $3,600. By the year end, due to the matching principles, I would have almost $5,000 to spend for any medical expense. So I'm getting paid for being healthy. Now look, if you need to use it, if I had, let's say, $1,000 claim, which quite frankly is above my past experience, okay, so maybe I have $4,000 in the account and not $5,000, but I own this money. I'm not renting. Back to the traditional model. So in 17 and 18 and 19, my premium's going to go up. Why? Because me and my wife and my son are a year older, period. There's no savings for good health or pats on the back saying, hey, you know, you've lost weight this year, or you've done better, your diet is better. There's no flexibility. I have to pay that money or I lose my insurance. period. I would have spent over $25,000, still have a $7,000 deductible, and at the end of the year build no value. I mean, think about it, folks. If I have cancer, if I had heart disease, I better still be able to work. With proper, I continue to contribute the 303 per month. I have complete flexibility of increasing or decreasing. By the end of year 2, I would have doubled my money, almost doubled. By the end of year 3, I would have reached what's called my target balance, which is $25,000. I'm paid up. I stop making contributions. I only pay a small maintenance fee to maintain it. So in 4 years, I've paid in 11.5, but I have $25,000 for any medical expense that may arise with a zero deductible. That $25,000, here's my card right here. It's in my bank. It's in my wallet. It's in my bank account. It's FDIC insured. And I can spend that money on any medical care that I want or need. Here is a list of all those covered services. It covers all medical, all dental, all vision, all pharmaceutical. Everything in gray is what traditional carriers cover. Now, these areas in red is what traditional usually does not cover. So doctors not elsewhere classified. This opens up your alternative medicines, your naturopathic physicians. Medical services and health practitioners not elsewhere classified. This opens up your elective procedures that I mentioned earlier. Folks, I don't know if you've been aware of this, but a lot of wellness centers are starting to pop up in all the rich neighborhoods. And they do that because they know the traditional markets will not pay for their services. So the wealthy have access to proven health strategies that many in the middle class are just completely left out. Folks, I got to tell you, nutritional therapy works. Building or boosting your immune system so that virus doesn't hit you as hard is smart. Viruses go after the weak. Oxygen therapy, anti-aging care. It keeps our bodies, our minds productive, energetic, youthful. I mean, look, let's start spending money avoiding illness. You know, and just another thing also I want you to consider. Buying this for your children or grandchildren and talking to the young now. They're so stuck with student loan debt and so many issues, they're not having children because they don't have the $5,000 to $7,000 deductibles. This would be a wonderful way to ensure that, you know, your family can afford to keep on having children. I mean, I'm just seeing it. But anyway, look, with proper, I saved $137 a month in year 1. More year 2, more year 3, and a whole bunch more in year 4. But look, the more important thing is I'm empowered now with resources. I'm not gambling on whether I'm using it or not. I'm no longer needing their money or their permission for any of the little stuff. If I have a pain in my belly, I go take care of it. If my teeth hurt or vision needs work or pharmaceutical, I go and find the best price. A lot of doctors are giving some huge cash discounts, and I'm going to talk a little more about that later. But look, there's no deductibles, there's no waiting periods, there's no pre-authorizations or exclusions or networks or limits, no hassle. I mean, insurance is restrictive. My family enjoys a stress-free life because of this banking strategy. And just think how you and your family will feel once you've accomplished this. Now, real quick, I'm going to show you a quick aha moment I had. So when I reached my 25,000, like I said, I could stop. I've met my target balance and just pay a maintenance fee, but I chose not to. And here's why. Because I moved from the 25,000 to the 30,000 platform. I get credit for the 25. It places me between the 31st and 32nd month of the 30,000 contribution schedule. So I paid $370 for a little over 4 months. Boom, I now have $30,000. Again, I can stop at this point and just pay my maintenance fee, or I could continue. I could move to the 40,000. I would pay 485 for a little over 6 months. Boom, I've got 40,000. And I can keep this thing growing or going to $60,000 target balance. But here's just another aha moment I want you to consider. Look at the difference between the 35th and 34th month of the 40,000 platform. And I'm almost there, folks. That's $1,960. When I get there, I'll be able to spend $1,960 every single month on traditional care if needed. But I got to tell you, more than likely, because I try and live a real healthy lifestyle, I'm going to spend it on looking good, feeling good, aging better, avoiding getting sick to begin with. And when I spend that nearly $2,000, all I need to do is put 485 back in, and boom, I'm back to 40,000. I'm buying health care for 25 cents to the dollar. That $600 MRI that I showed you earlier, it's only costing me $150 because of the matching principles. Now look, the benefits are long. There's no deductibles, there's no co-pays, there's no asking permission, called pre-authorization. There's full ownership. That this money, like I said, is in my back pocket. It's in my wallet. There's huge matching potential on this thing. Folks, if you have an HSA or an HRA, stop and take a look at proper. But the most important thing, in my opinion, is I don't have to buy separate policies for other health and needs. All of it is covered. So look, my solution to primary care is stop renting it from the traditional insurance companies and start owning your health. If this makes sense to you, make sure you click the button below and let's have a conversation. Now, winding down real quick, again, back to this. How is your money spent? Last piece of the pie. We're almost done. Admin. It represents 20% of your premium. So I was paying $260 per month, whether I used it or not, just on admin. And I got to tell you, folks, with 90% of the claims being auto adjudicated, meaning it's all done by computers, why am I paying for all this middleman fluff? The old traditional model makes me pay the commissions and bonuses and overrides and trips and prizes to all these men and women in these glass towers. I mean, forget that. Membership into our Texas non-for-profit association, your money stays right here, goes far more. I get far more value for a fraction of the cost. Look, we don't auto adjudicate the claims. So the membership of $40 for an adult, $20 for a child, you're paying for a CPT code certified negotiator. These people are trained in federal and state consumer laws that are going to assist you in negotiating a better rate. They know court cases and they know consumer laws that are going to protect you from these high medical bills. Now look, there are far more benefits of membership, and I'll share with you later on that, but I saved $140 per month going this strategy. Now you might be thinking to yourself, why has this strategy not been done before, right? Well, it has. I mean, USAA right down the street is an association, but they did it in the property and casualty business. But let me just say this. Health insurance was fair for many years because their premiums were strictly based on risk. But again, they got into bed with the government, and the government has different goals than the private sector. And they added regulation costs, and they expanded Medicaid, and they put 20-30 million more enrollees in tax subsidized Obamacare. And I hear through the Kaiser Foundation that another 27 million are going to be able to enroll in tax subsidized Obamacare because of this COVID-19. Just wait till your renewal comes up. It's going to be huge. Look, finally, people, I stood up in 2016. I had it. I wasn't going to do that. And a lot of people now are finally standing up and just saying, look, enough is enough. And Proper was born. But look, you can continue to buy Aetna, Blue Cross, Humana, United, and you're going to pay all these mandatory fees, and they're going to go up year after year because you're aging. Or you can join Proper. You can buy the options that you want, and more importantly, that you can afford. You know, my insurance renewal was $1,300 a month in 2016. Look, I refuse to pay a house payment for health insurance, just not going to do it. I saved over $700 a month just the first year alone. And today I am saving a fortune. But the question is for you, and let me ask you this question. Look, if you stop gambling on traditional retail health insurance and you bought the wholesale products outright, as I said in Secret 1, and you did what I showed you in Secret 2, and you saved 60 to 80% off all of your healthcare costs because you were a good consumer, and you started building your own nest egg of dollars, and we were matching those dollars at a huge rate, and you finally had money that you could spend to maintain great health, to age better, to avoid getting sick to begin with. Don't you think that that's just a better, smarter way to handle your health care? I do. That's what I did. How many of you are excited about what you've heard today? How many of you are a little overwhelmed because I've covered so much in so little time? Look, it's impossible to go over everything in 30 minutes. Matter of fact, let me look. I'm actually past my 30 minutes here. So look, for those of you that are not interested, I thank you so much for your time. I pray that you find the right solution for you. But for those of you that want a little bit more information, look, just know this. I'm fully insured. These webinars are recorded for your protection and mine, and my partners are strong. And if it's okay with you, I'd like to spend just the next 7 minutes real quickly going over 4 slides. I'm going to outline a special offer that I've created. It's not on my website. It's not on my marketing materials. It's strictly available to those in the webinar. And my special offer, really, it goes back to my cause, guys. The only way that you're going to walk away from traditional health insurance is that you have to build your primary care account first. This is the most important. It's the most likely that you're going to use. And for most of y'all, you're not duplicating anything. And so for those of you on a high deductible health plan, or for those of you that have no health insurance, select the banking product of your choice. You can start as low as $40 a month to build a $2,500 account. Or if you have a lot of health issues or a lot of non-traditional care needs, you can go straight to the 60,000. I purchased the 25. It was in my budget, and besides, I was saving nearly $700 a month. It was a no-brainer. But look, here's my real conservative plan. I know that once I get you to, let's say, $10,000, because the way the product is designed, it's going to be easy to get you to 20, and then to 30, and then to 40. And once you have money, you are empowered. Your insurance cost now is going to be very low. Matter of fact, instead of your employer paying $700 to $1,000 a month to the insurance company on your behalf, you can ask him or her, look, put that money in my paycheck. Put that money into my 401k. I mean, how would an extra $700 to $1,000 a month going into your possession be for your family? I'm sure it'd be quite helpful. But look, here are the 4 bonus offers. If you join Proper and you open a banking account today for all your primary care, this is what you're going to receive absolutely free. Bonus number 1 is telemedicine. You're going to have access to a physician 24/7. More times than not, it's to get prescriptions filled. This is going to save you $100 to $200 every time you don't need to go to a doc in the box. Folks, this is a value of $600 for one person. If you include your family, I mean, you're going to be saving $1,200, $1,800 easy with this kind of service. Now, the second bonus is our wholesale drug pricing. So here is my card. I showed it earlier to you. On the back of the card is the RX bin number. So when you go buy your prescriptions, you show the pharmacist that bin number. He or she's going to plug it in, and you're going to get wholesale drug pricing. We beat GoodRx on a lot of drugs. GoodRx beats us. But again, this is a huge value for you. Bonus number 3, this one's big, guys, price transparency. I'm just going to give you direct access to all that information. You're going to have login credentials. You'll create your own passwords. You'll have at your fingertips the cost numbers out there. It's going to make you a far better consumer. Even if you have a $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 deductible, remember those first dollar costs are yours. So it's in your interest to have information that can save you a huge amount. For those of you that are not tech savvy, you can call our office and we'll let you know, of what vendors are the best for you. Now, just one service alone, you could save thousands of dollars. But look, your instant savings is $240 because it's normally I charge $20 a month. I'm going to waive that if you start your account. Bonus number 4 is our own research. Now look, Prater is a nationwide firm, but we know San Antonio. We know where the good deals are at, and we're going to promote those good pricing deals. We're also in thick with the naturopathic community, the alternative medicine community. So many of our members get special perks and privileges for being a proper member. Now look, most people having this bank account in your back pocket, along with these 4 bonuses right here, this may be all you ever need. This is going to take care of 85 to 90% of what you stress over. And you're going to get all of this for as little as $40 a month. Folks, I got to tell you, the bonuses alone are worth more than $40 a month. But for those who don't have health insurance and that you want to buy into our association, look, if you want the advocate to be there so they can negotiate your bills, you want all of your lab tests to be done at 0 cost. We have a special relationship with Quest and Clinical Pathology Labs. If you want discounts on dental, vision, hearing, you want roadside assistance, this is all available for membership into our Texas Association for $40. But I think, to me, the most important thing is that it gives you access to the wholesale policies. Now you can buy that catastrophic policy of $5 million for $54. Now you can buy our hospital and cancer policy that was meant to cover that first $50,000. As a package deal, it's $190 per month, far lower than traditional health insurance. But look, if you want to wait until you suspect or that you have some serious issue, as a proper member, you can buy into these associations any first of the month. So look, I understand the logic that you don't buy a lawyer till you need a lawyer. You don't buy a mechanic until you need a mechanic. So why buy health insurance until you need it? Well, with Proper, you're doing just that. When you need it the most, you're able to buy it. If your agent can't do that for you, you make sure that you reach out to us. But look, in closing, if all Proper did is that we provided you a means of being independent, I mean, we're already doubling your money. And so now you're empowering yourself from renting from the traditional insurance industry. Wouldn't that be worth joining the Proper family? If all Proper did was that we made you a better consumer of healthcare, we provided you with technology tools and huge savings opportunities. I mean, wouldn't that be worth joining the Proper family? If all Proper did is that we allowed you to budget for great health, we allowed you to nip those little issues when they first arise. You look, I have seen grown men cry. I've cried with them when they avoided signs of ill health because they had high deductibles or they had no health insurance and all at all. And these little issues ended up now being life-ending diagnosis, stomach cancer, heart disease. Look, start putting a little bit of money aside for you. Allow us to match those dollars. Have that money available in your back pocket so when little issues occur, you can nip them in the butt. You're far better for it. Now, look, my ultimate goal is for you to spend money to avoid getting sick to begin with. Isn't that worth joining the Proper family? Look, all of our products are guaranteed. Our insurance products have a 30-day right of review. Our bank products has a 20-day right of review. Hit the link below, complete the brief sales page, tell us what you're trying to accomplish, and a Proper representative will reach out to you the way you want to be reached out to, text, email, or phone call. I thank you so much for joining us today. I have listed some Q&As, frequently asked questions here at the end. I hope that addresses a lot of your questions. I hope we have a conversation. Again, thanks a lot.